KSW middleweight champion, and the man that's becoming a legend in Poland, Scott Askham. Thank you so much for joining me today. How's life?
Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm a little bit lonely now. My friend left on Wednesday. He fights next Friday, so I'm just stuck here on my own now. But yeah, I like it like that. It feels like I normally go to ATT to train there, and I'm like that there. I keep myself to myself. I keep my head down. I get the work done, and then I go home.
Now, you mentioned ATT. Of course, you're known for going over there for your camps. Why did you decide on heading to Germany, of all places in Europe?
So obviously, I go to America top team, but I can't get in. I can't actually get into America to go train there. So I look for the best options outside American top team. And I know a lot of fighters from UFD gym. I've actually trained with David Zavada at American top team. So I know it's a legit gym. I know Hector Lombard's been out here training. I know a few names that have been here training. So I knew that was going to be a good gym to go to. And yeah, I settled straight in. It is a great gym. All the guys here are fit, strong, in good shape. And it's exactly what I need to prepare for this fight.
I see Gleison Tibau's out there too, another ATT guy. How did he end up in Germany?
I don't know. I spoke to him. He did answer actually. Yeah. Hector Lombard, like I just said, he's training out at UFD gym, and he gave good words to Tibau about the place. And then he ended up out here training. I don't know the reason why. Maybe he wanted to travel Europe but yeah, Tibau will be in the corner October 10.
Awesome, man. A great guy. You know, I've talked to him many times, man. One of the nicest guys you ever run into.
Honestly, I'm not just saying. I never met a bad Brazilian guy. Every Brazilian guy I meet are just they're so fun to be around. They're so happy. They're all good guys. Tibau's a great guy.
So you've been getting most of your rounds in against Tibau and Zawada, and who else have you been working with?
Yeah, Tibau, Zawada, Soldic. They're the main three guys. Yeah, I've done some work with some other guys as well. But yeah, they're the main three.
Man, those three guys, just them. That's a legit camp right there.
Of course, yeah. For this fight as well, I feel like I needed. I've got a funny feeling that he might switch stances this time. He might come out right-handed. He might come out southpaw. So I've got the speed of David Zavada and the power of Roberto Soldic, who are opposite stances as well. So I'm making sure I've got all bases covered. I always do. I always make sure I sort of expected him to come out southpaw last time, to be honest with you. We were slightly prepared for that. I won't say we did a lot of sparring southpaw, but we half expected it.
All right, well, let's get into this fight in KSW. I saw that you signed a new deal with the promotion, and you know, I look at you and I see a guy that is kind of living proof of a fighter that can make a great living, fight the top level competition outside the U.S. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, definitely. Since I nearly hung my gloves up when I got cut from the UFC, but then literally before I even left the cage, before I got cut or anything, I had Luke Barnett calling me out. Obviously, that lit the fire underneath me, and it just set the ball rolling. And I feel like I've had a great career since leaving UFC. Obviously, you can look online at what the UFC fighters get paid. You know what I mean? So I know what money's everybody on, and I have a little smile to myself, thinking I'm happy where I'm at. Really happy.
Yeah, and you know, everybody talks about Eddie Alvarez and Demetrius Johnson over there at One Championship, but I feel like you're another guy just at that level doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like because they're American, they get talked about more. But you see that a lot. The European guys don't get talked about as much. Like Mateusz Gamrot's just signed to the UFC. This is like a signing, and then Michael Chandler gets signed and is the replacement fight for the Khabib Gaethje fight. Like them two fighting each other, Chandler versus Gamrot, would be a great fight. But obviously, there's a lot of hype behind Gamrot in Europe. But I just don't feel the same hype coming across from the US. Do you know what I mean? Like Chandler's. What I'm saying is like Gamrot's on that level with Chandler, but Chandler's getting a lot more press than Gamrot.
Gamrot, Man, what do you think? How far do you think he's able to go? You know, I mean, do you think that he's going to be able to be fighting for the title in the next couple of years?
It'll be interesting to see. A lot of people are talking, speaking very highly of him. Obviously, I've trained with American Top Team. Not trained with him, but I've been on the same mats and things. And I see what Mike Brown says about him. Mike Brown speaks really highly of him. He's used him to help Dustin prepare. I think he's used him to help Masvidal prepare. Do you know what I mean? He's mixing it with these big names. Do you know what I mean? So I think he'll go all the way to the top.
Yeah, I'm in a position where I have to be neutral with, you know, the fighters, but whenever a guy from Europe or from Asia or just from outside the US or just the Western world comes in, I'm always rooting for them. I don't know why. It's just part of my, you know, just me.
Yeah, I get that same feeling myself. Like you say, not as many European fighters and Asian fighters get that push.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kazmat's a great example. Obviously, he's got the biggest push ever, and he's had 3 fights in 6 days. How many European guys do you see that get that push? Not as many. Still, like they're putting a lot behind him now. A lot of media push, and it's just like
yeah.
Although he does a lot of it's funny on social media as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the fight you got coming up, of course, your title defense versus Khalidov, the rematch. You have expressed that you're not really a big fan of this second chance for him. Was the rematch part of the new deal that you signed?
Obviously, it helped. They wanted me to fight Khalidov. I was in a good position to renegotiate, and we got the deal done. And also, I got the deal that Narkun's next, so I wanted to fight Narkun. It always was between Khalidov and Narkun who I was going to fight. I feel like I put myself in a really good position anyway with a win over Khalidov and the call out of Narkun. I feel like I put myself in a good spot. I don't think there were any other names spoke about apart from them two, which both were super fights. So Khalidov's still the biggest name at middleweight. Like, I beat Materla twice, and then I beat Khalidov. I didn't see anybody else in the middleweight division. I feel like a contender needs to emerge as such. I feel like there's some big names in there. Like they've got some new signings, but they haven't debuted yet, and a contender needs to emerge. So get this business done with Khalidov, fight Narkun, and then hopefully a contender's emerged.
Of course, man. There's a lot of good fights coming up. Now, the first fight, you know, you won by unanimous decision. It was a dominant performance. Were you disappointed in anything in your performance? Anything in that fight?
No, I've not really thought about disappointed. Maybe I could have looked to pass more. I controlled him on the ground, but I went to pass and he went for a leg lock early, and I just went super defensive. I just controlled him, but again, like I've said, I was just thinking. I've just been in the shower and I was thinking. So I'm thinking about all my takedowns I've had, which aren't many. I mean, it's not easy to think about. I'm a stand-up fighter. I haven't got many takedowns, and every person I've took down have been able to get back to the feet. So Khalidov could have got back to his feet, no problem. Why didn't he get back to his feet? Is there an interview calling me saying I should be ashamed to win like this? He didn't try to get back to his feet once. There were points in the second round. He had his head against the cage the whole round. Like, this is the easiest position ever to get back up from. You just need to scoot, get your back against the cage, get your knee to the floor, get up. Like, beginners know this. And he didn't try to do that. And then you got to ask yourself, why? Why didn't he try to do that? Because he's too tired. He knows that's tiring. He's got me grinding on him, just grinding on him. Even if he does get up, I'm still stuck to him and wearing him down. And he didn't want to get finished. He was fighting to survive, not to win. That's what I feel from the fight. I don't see how he watches that fight and think I can win that in a rematch. I don't see how he watches that and thinks that. I don't, because I'm known for my stand up. And one reporter said, "Oh, he looked like he got better in the stand up." When the fight wasn't standing, like the one. In third round, so second round, he just got standing. He went for a flying kick, which missed. I clinched straight away and looked for the takedown, end of round 2. Round 3, he had one little flurry in the round. Again, I clinched. He went to take me down, and I came on top. Like, these situations will happen again, 100%. Like there'll be some clinch, there'll be some takedowns. I hope to God there's some scrambles. Look at every scramble happened. I won every scramble. So let's hope the scrambles, because scrambles are tiring, and over 5 rounds is getting put away.
If you look at the highlight package that they put together, that's the 2 moments that they put on the highlight package of him, and then the rest was him on his back.
Yeah. Like this, off his back. That's an highlight. He's up like this. Crazy.
It is.
And then, so this is their highlights of the whole fight. He landed 1 punch standing, but he looked better standing. That's what they're saying. Like, I'm a stand-up fighter, but I'm happy that I've won like this, because I showed another level to my game. I've never won like this, like taking people down. But I know it's part of my game. I'd love to have a submission at like an high level. Like, I haven't had a submission since 2013. My Bama debut. That was my first, my second submission. That was my last submission. And I know I can submit these guys. My ground game's high level. I just feel like this time I will put more pressure to pass, create more scrambles, and look to get him out there.
Yeah, he seemed like he was pretty fatigued at the end of the fight, because you posted that picture of him on his knees, and then you're going over to shake his hand. You know, do you think making this fight a 5-rounder, that is a huge disadvantage for him? It just gives you more time to work to possibly get a submission?
Massive disadvantage. I begged for that fight to be 5 rounds, and they said he wants it to be 3 rounds. He's not interested, right? So this is what they said, right? He's not interested in defending the title, so he wants it to be 3 rounds because he doesn't want to feel pressure to fight every 6 months. Go back and look at his record and look how much he defended the title. He never defended it anyway. He never defended the title. What a rubbish excuse. And I said this in all the interviews. He don't want 5 rounds. He hasn't fought 5 rounds since, I don't even know when. He had a super fight with, 2 super fights with Narkun, a super fight with Manakovsky. He fought Luke Barnett, so he's fought, that's 4 fights. They were all 3 rounds there. The fight before might have been 5 rounds. I don't know. That takes you all the way back to 2017 there. Like, yeah, he hasn't fought 5 rounds, and then at 40-year-old, he thinks he's going to come in and fight 5 rounds. Crazy.
I'm very interested in why they put this fight together. Of course, behind the scenes, they have their reasons. But do you feel like Mamed, he's kind of living off of his reputation that he has built in the country?
And so he should. If he wants to do that, so he should. He's earned that, and he deserves that. I've said in other interviews that I've lost respect for him for how he reacted after the loss, but he's still got his right to if he can pull them and get things done. Fair play to him. Do you know what I mean? I just think that this is how I feel. I might be totally wrong, but I feel like he's in charge of his own camp. He's in charge of everything he does himself, and then he's got nobody that dare actually say to him, right, we need to be doing this, and that's how I feel, and it's a dangerous place to be, especially at 40 years old. You know what I mean? I feel like somebody should be telling him it's time to hang up. I feel like I don't know what is his reason for fighting. I hope when I get to that stage when the time's not right, I find like he will still believe that he can win. Like, obviously he will. Like, every person will. Like, he wants to do this himself. He wants to prove to himself that he can win. But somebody needs to tell him, look, you're a bit long in the tooth now. I think it's time to hang up. I think the fans should really tune in, because I think this is probably the last time they'll see Mamed Khalidov in cage. He has had a fantastic career, but it's a shame to see people go out like this. It's like you see it all the time where you're like BJ Penn, Anderson Silva, they're like big names, and then just go out. They go out. Tyron Woodley is another example last night. Like another one. Like Father Time catches up with you. It does. It's as simple as that. It does catch up with you. And I haven't actually watched the fight because I'm in Germany, but I've seen some commentary, and they're saying that Woodley were fighting not to lose instead of win. And I feel like I don't know. I read these comments and I think that's Mamed Khalidov. He's not fighting to win. He's fighting to not lose.
You make a great point right there. Is that maybe they did put this fight together is because this could be his last fight.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Mm.
And obviously, I'm going out there to win. I'm going out there to finish him. But whatever happens in there, I hope he does hang up the gloves and that's that. If you ask me that, if he beat me, I'd probably be begging for a rematch. But I really do hope it. I don't hate the guy or anything. I just found it disrespectful what he said about me. Like he should have been humble when he lost. But yeah, I don't wish bad on the guy or anything. I hope that he. I say that like the fight when you leave fighting, there's going to be an hole. He needs to find something to fill that hole that fighting was, because obviously he can't do it through fighting no more. And I hope that he does find that. I don't know. Like, I know he's made a movie, maybe more movies or something like that. But again, I don't speak Polish. I only see little bits on translation. I've heard he suffered with depression as well. Like, obviously, not fighting might cause more depression. So I like I say, I feel like he needs to find something to fill that hole and come out of it healthy. And like I say, I hope he does.
With that all said, how do you see this fight playing out? How do you see yourself finishing Mamed?
I'm confident I can finish him over 5 rounds, whether it's early or late. But I'm going to be putting that grind on him. I'm going in, like I always go in there to strike. I went in there to strike the last fight. He took me down early, and then the game plan just sort of fell into itself. I feel like I showed levels in that fight as well. That I can do different things, which I'm happy to show. But I'm going in there to put that grind on him, 100%. Whether it's standing, clinch, grappling, just put that grind on him, make him tired, and get him out of there. I 100% plan on getting him out there.
What type of supercar are you driving out to the cage at KSW 55?
Last time, wasn't it? Yeah. I think the production's a lot less this time with obviously no fans. And risk of it being closed down because of COVID. I think they've been scared to put more money into things like that. So I think the production is a little bit less. I don't really know all the ins and outs, but I'm sure it'll be a great card either way. KSW put on a phenomenal cards. I say to everybody, like, if you haven't watched the KSW show, you need to watch them. They're amazing.
You know, you're sitting at 32 years old, and we just talked about, you know, guys fighting at 40. But I believe you right now, you're at the prime of your career, man. You are like you said in your last fight, you showed another level of your arsenal. And do you feel that way, like even in training camp and outside of training camp, in your fights, you feel like you're the best ever you can be?
I feel like this is the best version of me. I would say I had this conversation with someone the other day. So like 2014-15, when I first got signed to the UFC, I used to look at the guys in the top 10 and think, I can't fucking beat them. And I was signed to the UFC, you know what I mean? I used to literally, obviously I never said it out loud, but that's what I used to think. I can't beat them guys. But now obviously, I look at them guys, I think, I'll beat them guys. All of them. I feel confident, honestly. And when you're on a 5-fight win streak like that, it's hard not to be confident, you know what I mean? Some of the finishes I've got, some of the fights I've got. If you look at the Luke Barnett fight, I know it says a split decision on there, but that's because one of the judges, listen, literally no lie, one of the judges was his teammate. And so there were 5 judges, and 4 of them scored it 30-27. One judge scored it 29-28. I was get away with that, but yeah. So I've been in dominating performances since leaving the UFC. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard not to be confident, but I'm not letting that confidence shadow hard work. I'm still working hard. I feel like I get a bee in my bonnet with situations like this with Khalidov. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't get less motivated because I've already beat him. I get more motivated because I need to show him that I am better than him, and why they're putting me in this situation where I've got to prove it twice. It's like I'll show you. That's how I get motivated for this, and that's how I feel.
It's safe to say you're not feeling too old, because I saw that post that you put up about Mohamed Makayev and what he was talking about when I'm 30 years old.
I watch guys like Mohamed, and and other guys coming up now. I'm older than all of them. Do you know what I mean? Like when you watch MMA, you see a lot of guys that they're all like around 25, 28. I think it. I'm 32, man, but yeah, I feel like I'm coming into my prime. You know what I mean? Like again, when I was 2014, 2015, when I was talking about these top 10 guys, and I looked at them, all of them were around my age, between 32 and 36. You know what I mean? Like middleweight division, like people's best come a little bit later. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's because like you're still developing as a fighter. Like whereas boxing and football, you're pretty much done at 30 because you get all your skills when you're younger. You know what I mean? Whereas MMA, you're still learning a lot of skills. So I feel like my best is still to come 100%. I feel like I'm getting better and better and better.
No doubt, man. You are at the top of your game, and you see guys like Mohammed. He's 20 years old. He's one of the biggest prospects coming out the UK. You know, when you see guys like that, it makes you proud, right? You kind of built that road for them.
Yeah, it's scary. It's potential, man. Like I think I just learned an armbar at 20 years. I mean, I didn't start till I was 19. I always tell a little joke. So they asked when my first fight was, and I'll say, "Oh, I was 19," and I started training when I was 20. That's what it was back then. I had 2 fights, and then I started training. I was on top of someone, and I got caught in an armbar, and I was like, how the hell did that happen? I didn't even know while I was on top I could get armbarred. That's how little I knew. Like Mo's been around for a long time now. I've seen him at grappling tournaments and everything like that, and to see him progressing, it gives me a little shout out, to be fair, because it was me that told him to go the IMAF route. So yeah, I like that. He remembers that it was me that told him. I said, look, you need to go the IMAF route, and look where he's at now. Unbelievable talent.
Puts yourself and what you have accomplished into perspective, right? Looking at him, and then looking where you have come and what age you are at right now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I tried to as well. I know eventually there's going to be an end to this. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously I'm 32. I always said from being young, like aim for 38, and then see. I might be done before 38. I might be done after 38, but just aim for 38 and just listen to your body, sort of thing. But yeah, like what's going off with MMA and how it's still growing. This is what I'm hoping. I might be totally wrong. It might not happen, but I'm hoping that MMA gets recognised as a sport and into Olympics. If that happened, it'd be amazing. And then by the end of my career, I go into a coaching role, coaching young fighters ready for Olympics. That'd be a dream of mine. For if I got into a coaching role like that to get people into Olympics for MMA, for UK, that'd be really good.
Dude, that would be the best thing to kind of give back to the sport.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, a coaching role is a possibility. But yeah, if it were for Olympics, that'd be definitely. It'd be amazing. I'm sure every country around would be over the moon with that.
All right, man. Well, October 10th, man, KSW 55. You get to defend your middleweight title. It's going to be a crazy rematch. I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm looking forward to seeing another level of your game. Thank you, Scott, for the time.
Yeah, definitely. Great interview. Thank you. Cheers, man.